Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're live. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Welcome. Let me start recording this.
Let's take this.
All right. I'm also streaming this live on YouTube, guys, today. Let's see how that goes. Awesome. All right. So we got quite a few
Morning.
people here already. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time, June 19th. June 19th. All right, we got Dora in the house, Danny, the man in the house, Jeff,
At the light, turn right.
Wayne, Omel, don't drink and Zoom. I mean, don't drive and Zoom. All right, awesome. Who else do we got? We got a lot of people joining. Awesome, good stuff.
Wait. You had it right. Also, don't drink on Zoom.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes,
Think
you're
of
right.
that too. Don't overlook that point. We don't
That's
need.
a good one. Yes, don't overlook that one, right? Awesome. All right, let me make sure I got two windows here. I got too many things going on. Okay, we got Mark Rab in the house. Look at you, Mark. I haven't seen the beard before. That's a new one. All right, we got Brian Meeks. Good to see you. Omel, Jeff, Wayne, Rob Saunders, Yvonne, Matt, Lioli, Antonio. Who else? Josh Hunt, long time Josh, Matt V, Austin, Busher in the house. All right, good stuff, guys. So, I got some exciting stuff going on last couple of weeks with AI and SEO and all the crazy stuff. I'm going to just go jump right into it. Let me quickly check Facebook to make sure people know we are live here so they can join the YouTube as well if they want to, but we announced it. Okay, good. So yesterday, we had a crazy. How many of you here? Give me a one if you were in yesterday's live, or at least you watched the live or something, because we had some crazy mind-blowing moments yesterday, right? And I'm going to bring my chat also just so I can see. So give me a one in the chat if you watched the. I don't think we have the replay up yet, but yesterday's live, if you were there, and if you were like mind blown, give me a one because we got a lot of things going on yesterday. So Danny says one, Wayne says one, couple of people saying one. Okay, good stuff, guys, right? So here's what's going on. Last couple of weeks, we've been last couple of months really, even inside our mastermind, we've been going a bit deeper into AI, right? If you've been in SEO for some time, you know, and I know, right now, it's always been the case that if you're doing any kind of marketing, right, SEO especially, is changing so much so often, especially with SEO, search engine optimization. We all know that, right? And people like us, we always need to have an edge to be able to stand apart from every other marketer out there. Okay. And so one of the things that I love to do, I kind of take pride, is just being cutting edge all the time. I'm just a technical nerd. I know there's quite a few people like that over here, right? Right now, whether we like it or not, it's AI, right? My next door neighbor, to my great aunt who's 87 years old, to every other potential client and business client, everyone's like AI, chat GPT. Especially if you're a business owner, they want to know what you're doing with AI. Okay. So whether you like it or not, AI is the edge right now. So if you go down the AI rabbit hole in YouTube, there's so much out there. It's crazy. And I've been deep diving in, but one of the things I realized, and I've always known this, but I realized it so much more now, is that you can get lost with AI. Same with SEO, right? Especially no more so now with AI. You can easily get lost with the automations and the AI agents and the N8N and the chat GPT and this and that. But as a marketer, as a normal human being, I don't just want to be spending 24 hours a day learning. I want to see how I can have a balanced lifestyle, learning, yes, but leveraging it, right? To be able to take my business to the next level, to be able to make some money, to have a good life, okay, leveraging that, right? So one of the things we are doing now is as much as I can, that's what we are doing. Okay. So yesterday we had some mind blown stuff. We literally cold called a couple of businesses. We got on the phone with the business owner, concrete contractor. We told him we've already built a website for him. Would you be interested if I can send it to you? If you like it, we can come to an agreement. If not, don't worry, I'll delete it. He agreed, right? And I also said we can send you leads. He's like, yeah, sure. But here's the secret. When I told him that I had not built the website, then live on Zoom, we went and we used AI and built out a website in like 8 to 12 minutes. That's how crazy it is. Okay. So today we're going to go deeper into that. And I literally gave it to a mastermind, somebody in the mastermind, Rob Sparrow. Okay. In the mastermind. So we're going to go a little bit more deeper into that. Okay. So that's what we're going to go right now. Before I jump into it, let me ask you one question, guys. I asked this question yesterday. I'd like to ask this today also. Between 1, 2, and 3, okay, you need to put a number. Don't put it yet. Here's the question. If you just know, if your awareness in AI is just Chat GPT, give me a 1, right? If you probably know Chat GPT and maybe you use some go high level automations, things like that, give me a 2. If you do a lot more AI agent stuff and a lot more, give me a 3. So if it's just Chat GPT or hardly anything, give me a 1. If it's maybe Chat GPT and maybe some automation, go high level stuff like that, give me a 2. Okay. And then if it's a lot more than that, give me a 3. So most people are 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Dora says 1, 2, 3. Austin 2. Mark Rab says 5. Mark is like the next level. He's a robo, right? So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Okay. So we have a good mix. Quite a few people. Yep, Danny's right. I know, Danny, I love your excitement, man. He's in the mastermind. He's the excited guy, right? And you have to be excited. We have to be excited because, I mean, if you were old enough to remember 20 years ago, the dot-com boom, 25 years ago, right? This is the next opportunity. Literally, we, in this Zoom, how many people are there? 20 something, 25, 27? We probably are in the top 1% of the 1% of the AI. Trust me on that. That's how crazy it is, right? So if you're very brand new to ChatGPT, if all you know is ChatGPT, don't think, oh my God, I'm so behind. You are so ahead of the curve. Literally go to next time you go to a mall, right? Ask this question. Next time you go to a mall, if you see 100 people anywhere in a mall, in a wedding, wherever, shout to the top of your voice and say, hey guys, how many of you know ChatGPT? Raise your hand. Less than 30% in a normal average would know what ChatGPT is. Ask them the next question. Do you know what an AI agent is, or automation, or Manus.ai, something? Everybody will look at you like, are you an alien? Okay, Danny says, don't do this. You will get tackled the minute you say, hey guys. Okay, yeah. All right, exactly. Okay, so you guys make the decision, right? Here's what we're going to do today, right? I'm going to share my screen. We are going to continue from yesterday. In the sense, it's not just going to be theory like, hey, this is what it is, this is what it is. I'm also going to be jumping in. Maybe we'll see if we can land some clients for a couple of people. But more importantly, I want to make sure we know what we're doing. So if you are here, there's this post here I made yesterday, I think. Right? Either over here, make sure those who said yes, you will get a replay to a specific video we did. Okay, if you make sure you said yes, my somebody in my team, Isa, would reach out to you and give you a free video all about getting started with AI. But in today's one here, okay, where I put this yesterday's live was insane, blah, blah, blah. The more excited you are, please show some excitement here. Okay, just go comment excited, ready to learn something. Show me some love. That's all I'm asking you guys. Cool. So here's what we're going to do today, right? I'm going to go over a couple of things today that if you are novice, you're like, hey, all I know is ChatGPT. You're going to learn something. I'm going to teach something for those who are on level 2, who are like, yeah, I know AI and I know ChatGPT and maybe some go high level automation. And I'm also going to show something for those who are level 3. Okay. David says, I'm going to learn one aspect. Awesome. Yes, voice AI. We're going to talk about that today. Love you, Yvonne says. Thank you. Excited, Antonio. Excited, Florent. Derek. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, guys, right? This is a screenshot of my past chat with ChatGPT. Here is one thing I will tell you guys. Those who are new to ChatGPT, download ChatGPT app on your phone, iPhone, Android, whatever, right? Once you have ChatGPT on your phone, okay, there is this, I don't know if you can see this, there is a mic, a microphone icon. You can click on that and you can talk to it, right? It is very advanced. It actually is pretty good in understanding your words, and then it'll give you the answer, right? And then when it gives the answer, there's an option to play that as a recording. So when I'm driving, when I'm walking, I talk to it like a human being. You'd be surprised how much I have learned. My quality of life has improved. I gave a couple of examples of how I booked a international trip for a family of 4 for less than half, thanks to AI, right? How I've gotten clients. I'm going to go through all that, right? So literally, I tease my wife, I joke with my wife, I actually spend more time talking to ChatGPT than to you, right? I don't know if that's good or bad. Gary Vee says the future is our kids will marry AI. That's where the this thing is. Danny says crap emergency team meeting, no problem. Okay. Mark Rab says I replaced my pool service guy. How did you replace your pool service guy with AI? Like is ChatGPT cleaning your pool? Give me some.
It's not cleaning my pool,
Oh, your
but I'm
client.
able to. No. I'm talking about it's my pool, but
Okay.
instead of having a guy coming once a week or once every 2 weeks
Hmm?
and throwing all kinds of chemicals and wasting time and money, I just tell chat, this is my chlorine level, this is my
Love it.
pH level. It tells me exactly how to maintain it.
Awesome.
Very easy.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. That is so good. Thank you so much. Yeah. So here is what I'm saying, right? If you see this, right? Like the other day, I just put, abundance affirmations right there, right? I have a client who's he's a good guy, but he can be a pain at times. And I actually write things out and I give it to ChatGPT and said, I want to send this to him, but rephrase it in a way that I set client expectations and make it a polished version of what I wrote. And you'd be surprised what ChatGPT can do, right? I actually Googled, I mean, I can't say Google, right? I searched inside ChatGPT for the best SEO rank and run coach. It gave me the top 4 and I was number 4, right? And I'll tell you a couple of things about what we're finding out. So one thing in this, right? Then I told somebody in a mastermind, Jeff. I called him up and said, "Hey, do me a favor. Go to your Chat GPT, right? You're logged in, and you search for the same thing I searched, best SEO rank and run coach." He got a totally different 4 people. He did not get me or the same guys I got, right? So as we are learning things, right, on what it takes to be found inside these LLMs, we're going to cover all that. We'll be sharing all of this. That's the whole idea. So we still do SEO. My main service is SEO, but literally this morning, honest to God, okay, I closed a 1,500 a month client thanks to an automation, small automation I closed yesterday for 297. I'll teach you all that. Okay, I'm going to show that. David says ChatGPT is wrong. You're number 1. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Okay. So here we go, guys. Right. I'm going to start a little bit of the basics. Right. Some of you may know this. Some of you may not know this. Right. All this ChatGPT is an AI. We know that, right? ChatGPT is owned by OpenAI. That's the company name, right? Grok, owned by Twitter or X, Elon Musk's, right? Copilot, Microsoft, Claude, all of those different companies have the different, these are called LLM, large language models. I'm just starting with the basics. In normal English words, this is just a term like Google is a search engine. This is a large language model because what are they? They're just some kind of an AI. Think of it like you can say software, machine language, AI, whatever you want to call it. They are trained to read, write, and understand normal language like you and I in English, but there are in different languages as well, right? Kind of like a super robo, a smart one that knows how to chat, explain, and solve problems. Okay. Why is it called large? Why is it called language? Why is it called model, large language model? Because they can literally be trained on massive amount of data, right? Think billions of sentences, right? If I ask a question to Google, it's just going to give me some links and say, these are the top results. The same question I asked to ChatGPT, number one, I most likely won't go to ChatGPT and say, best painter in Troy, Michigan, right? I'll probably have a conversation like I'm having with a human being. It will go and search all over the internet, and it'll come and give you the answer in a format as if it's a human being talking back to us. So its language is focused on human connection. Does that make sense? Right? And model is because it's a machine language. It can actually predict what's happening next, guess what you're talking about, stuff like that. So that's why it's called large language model. Okay. Couple of examples. LLM versus search engines. Google, we know that. Search links, right? Put the keywords in the title tag, H1, all of that, you're ranking, right? This is more, it gives you full answers, context-based. Okay? Oh, we got people in the YouTube. Tyron says 3. Thank you. Ravinesh says hi. Awesome. Yes, recording is there. Absolutely. All right. Okay. One thing you probably heard the word prompt engineering. Don't get scared. Here's one thing I'll tell you guys. I've been through the 2008 recession. I've been through the 2002 recession, whatever you call it, recession or up and down economy. Anytime the market is changing so much and there's so much fear outside, right now there's so much fear. AI is coming. Microsoft, the largest company on earth, just announced the massive layoff, right? Israel, Iran war, Ukraine, Russia war. Oh my God, will America get involved? Is it going to be a third world war? We don't know all of that, right? But I know I can control me, take charge of myself. That is something I truly believe in. Number two, I'll tell you this. I don't want to sound like Tony Robbins or any spiritual guru. It doesn't matter what the truth is out there. The truth could be that the world is changing big time, jobs are going away, people are going more in debt, and you are losing money. That's the truth out there. For me, I define and create my truth. Okay, I decide what I want in life and I live that. Okay, it's not easy. We all go through ups and downs. You know how it is. I don't want to sound how do I say spiritual or whatever, but you get the idea, right? So prompt engineering, when I go over these terms, don't get overwhelmed, right? It basically means just knowing how to prompt, how to talk to these AI models. Simple example, right? I'm going to put Brian Meeks on the spot right here because Brian's got his camera on. Brian, unmute yourself and tell me, Brian, I want to lose 10 pounds. Tell me how.
You wouldn't go into a calorie deficit.
Okay, great. Brian, I want to lose 10 pounds. I haven't worked out in my life. I'm afraid of starting to go to the gym. And I don't like to eat green vegetables. Tell me how.
Okay. So the first thing about the gym is you want to know what you're going to do before you even get there. So pick a body part. It could be shoulders, it could be legs, it could be chest. Research, and I'll give you 3 workouts to do. And now you already have a plan of action before you even go there, which makes it a lot less intimidating.
Awesome, right? So thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I just put it out there, right? If you give a very vague question, it doesn't have, LLMs are like human beings. They don't have enough information. They'll give you a vague answer. If the more detail you can give, the more detailed answer it's going to get. That's all prompt engineering is, guys. Give me a yes if it makes sense, right? Give me a yes if it's new to you. Give me a yes if you learned this new. Give me a please go advanced. I know all this if you want me to go advanced. Okay. Brian says 1, yes, thank you. You want to understand. Thank you. Appreciate the love. Okay. So that's what it is. And I'm going to show you some examples and all that, right? Here is a couple of definitions I want people to understand. It took me, and I had to do some research to find out and understand this, right? You hear these words, automation, AI agents, right? All of that stuff. And there's a lot more other things. I just wanted to understand 2 things today. Automation versus AI agent. Automation is anything that is, this is the definition ChatGPT gave me, right? Rule-based process It just complete repetitive tasks without human intervention, predefined as automation. Automation is that you said it, if this happens, this should happen, right? And it just happens. So automation could be, if I get an email, send it as a text to me. Go High Level does that, right? If I get a missed call, send the guy a text saying, sorry, I missed your call. Automation, right? AI agent is a one step further. It can actually perceive, reason, decide, and act based on the information. It's more dynamic. This is more passive, right? This is more static, okay? This is more dynamic, okay? Couple of examples, right? If you get a lead, if you are a business owner and you get a lead, right? Go High Level, which is a tool, right? We teach that in the mastermind, all of that stuff, right? You can set a Go email. Some of you get emails from me, right? It's part of a Go High Level workflow. If you opt into my ebook, find me on YouTube or Facebook and get my ebook, you get an email a day for 30 days, right? I don't manually physically send that every day to each person. It's automatic, right? AI agent, we can set it up that every day as you get emails, it reads it, it drafts a response, and then all you have to do is go and say, yes, good, send, or edit and then send. That's an AI agent. So if Brian sends me an email saying, hey man, you told about losing weight, going to the gym, here's what you should do, what do you think? It's going to read that and draft a reply based on what he's telling me. And then Dora may send me an email saying, hey, I have a question on SEO. Can you answer that? It's going to read that, answer the question, but we can have it as to keep, just keep it as draft. I will come and just look at it and then send it. Does that make sense? That is a difference. Same thing with content creation, right? Automatic blog post versus we can have an AI agent that goes, searches the internet for what's trending right now, gets that information, and then writes the unique blog. Cold outreach, same thing. You get the idea, right? I don't want to go deeper. Does that make sense? Okay. So we can build our own agent. Somebody said, I think David said he's excited about learning to do voice AI agents, right? Here is what happened today, guys, okay? Yesterday and today. So I have a rank and rent client, okay? Concrete contractor in a big city. I covered this in the past. About a month ago, we agreed on $1,000 a month. So 45 days ago, I have a website. It started generating calls. I have my cold caller make a few calls and identify a contractor who's like, yeah, if the calls are good, I don't mind working with you. I called him. He didn't pick up. He just said, send me, literally, I have screenshots. I had to put together a video on this, right? He literally said, I get so many marketing calls. Send me your leads. If they are good, we'll talk. He was not ready to talk to me, right? 45 days ago, 30 days ago, maybe 45 days ago, okay? We sent him 2, 3, 4 free calls from my rank and rent site as they get. Okay, 2, 3, 4 free calls, right? He liked those. I called him again after fourth call. He did not pick up. He literally replied and said, okay, your calls are good, your leads are good. How much? Then I replied saying, hey, this is what it is. It's going to increase. What it's going to be. I said $1,500 plus 5%. He texted back saying, no, that's too much. I cannot do a percentage. I want to do $750. So back and forth it went. We finally agreed on $1,000 a month. I'm fine with that. Okay. After that, he called. He asked me, let's talk. I called him up. And one time I've spoken to him. Right. He said, I like you, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm very busy. The reason I'm not avoiding your phone calls is just that I'm a busy guy. I totally get that. He has a pretty decent sized concrete business and he can be talking to every marketer out there. And in a business owner's eyes, write this down, guys. In a business owner's eyes, we are all marketers. A business owner does not know the difference between me, Saravanan and Ganesh, and Dora, and Brian, and Mark, and David, and whoever else. We are all marketers. Mark might just do ads. I may just do SEO. Business owner doesn't care. We are all marketers, right? So one time we spoke, agreed on $1,000 a month, happy. Tuesday evening, okay, today is what? Thursday today? Yeah. Tuesday evening, inside a mastermind, we have a guy who comes and teaches AI agent stuff. Okay, mind-blown stuff. I'm like, oh my God, right? Wednesday morning, yesterday morning, I email him saying, hey, we have this automation It's go high level, right? I said we have this system where if you miss a call, I think I covered this yesterday, right? It's all there yesterday. I don't know if you guys missed it right here, right? Literally here, okay? If you missed the call, we can do it for you. And his partner Carlo replies, "Hey, we don't want to spam customers with too many texts." So I reply, "I thought so too. Here's what I found. They are number one, the customers are in the market actively looking for you. They reached out to you. Two, we can control how many emails or texts we send them. Three, in this day and age, the average customer is bombarded by so much information, social media, TV, this, that, Google, right? It's not the best company that wins the customer, but the best marketed company that wins." And I told them they can always opt out. What I found is the fortunes in the follow-up. We found that 1 to 2 out of 100 customers may get annoyed, but 5 to 10 on-the-fence customers get converted. Education-based marketing. You and I, we have to educate our customers, guys. He replied immediately, an hour later. You see the time frame, right? This all is early morning. I'm an early morning guy. He's an early morning guy, right? Ganesh, good morning. As a sole marketing guy for my business, I've seen this shift. I don't want to read the whole thing. He says, yes, let's do it. And I sell him on a go high level automation. This morning, he sends me an email. Okay, I haven't taken a screenshot yet. Okay, I should probably do that. Okay, can you take a look at my company website and tell me how much to do SEO? I do a video audit of his website and I reply with a video audit. He literally says, love it. Can you call me? I call him. The second time I'm talking to him and he talks for 20 minutes. You know what he tells me? I loved everything you showed in the video audit. And here's what he told me. I have an SEO company working on my SEO for 3 years. I pay them $2,500 a month. He just tells me everything, right? They haven't moved the needle in 3 years. And you showed me a couple of things that sounded like SEO 101, any SEO company would do. How much is it to start working with me, right? I told him 2,000 usually is what I charge, 2 to 3,000. But because you're only working with me as a rank and rent, I'll do it for 1,600. He said, yeah, done. Okay, it's a 1,500 a month now. Okay, 1,500 a month, done. Why am I saying that? Yes, we're going to go into AI, artificial intelligence, but please, guys, as entrepreneurs, let's also use our natural intelligence, right? There's so many times, especially people inside the mastermind, or as I work with them one-on-one, there's sometimes just common sense is taken and kept aside and they work. It doesn't work like that. Cool? All right, let's jump in, guys. Prompt engineering. Here we're going to go into this, right? The more details you give to these ChatGPT and Claude and all of these, right, the more information you can get. Previously, if I had to send emails to businesses that don't have a website listed in the GVP, right? Okay. Or let's make it simple. If I want to find all the painters in Michigan, right? And send them an email saying I can do SEO for you, whatever, right? I have to go and get something like a scraping tool and pay for it. D7 Lead Finder, this tool, that tool, you know that, right? Then I have to go and figure out what kind of an email to write. Then I have to go get a MailChimp or Active Campaign software, like a email software to send it out, right? All of that stuff. Does that make sense? Now, thanks to AI, I can literally do this. So I'm going to copy this, okay? And I'm going to go to ChatGPT right now. Okay, we got Copilot, we got Manus. Where's my ChatGPT? Okay, let me bring that. Okay, and I'm going to do this, right?
Do you turn the internet function on when you do that, or you just run it regular?
Could you repeat that?
I said, do you run it with the internet function on, or do you just run it regular?
What do you mean by internet function on?
So where it says tools at right there, at the bottom, you see where it says tools?
I see an upgrade plan.
On ChatGPT. Oh, at the bottom, underneath your prompt.
Yeah.
Do you cut on your internet function, or do you just run it as is?
See, I didn't even know that. I don't do that. This is just me using a free thing. Right?
Not deep research, just the internet function.
Deep research stuff.
The
Okay, got
research.
it. Florence says deep research. No, thank you, Amel. I appreciate that. No, but no, I just do the simple. We're just keeping it simple now, right? Here is what I'm going to say. Find me a list of 10 businesses in Troy, Michigan who do not have a website listed in the GBP. Or you can say who have a less than 5-star rating. I'll just keep it like that, right? I want to show a couple of things. Okay, I'm giving a search here. I'm going to Copilot saying the same thing, right? And then let me go to Manus here, which is now my favorite, right? Saying the same thing. And the chat GPT is so old news now, and there's so many newer tools, but trust me, chat GPT is also good. Now, chat GPT has been trained over time. It knows me, my business, there's memory, right? As this is searching, let me go over a couple of things. Okay. Okay, let's just go through this. Don't worry. Okay, let's just finish this first. Okay. This is doing this manual approach. It's giving me tools to data. It's giving me what it finds. Okay, you see that? Here is how you can do. ChatGPT tells me I can go maps, search for categories, scroll through, and it tells me other tools I can use. Get a free Chrome extension that scrapes it, and then it gives me these. Okay, I manually checked a few categories. There are 10 business names and gave me this. This is ChatGPT. Then it gives me next steps. The more you start working with these different tools, you will figure out, you will start learning different how they work, I guess, right? I've been working with ChatGPT the longest time, and now slowly, last a month and a half, I've been working with a couple of other tools. Okay. Omer says DeepSeek. Yes, DeepSeek is the Chinese one. That's awesome. Yes. I think there's a lot more people I need to let in. Give me a second. Okay, awesome, right? So this one gave me Joe's mobile dating, detailing, express freight trucking. Let's see what this guy says. I wasn't able to find business in Troy that don't have this kind of details typically available with public search tools, and it tells me what to do. Do you see that? So as you give different tasks, you will figure out some AI LLMs are good at that, some are not good at that. And so over time, what I'm realizing is I use ChatGPT for a few things. I use Manus.ai for a few things. For the longest time, I could not figure out how to do a live stream like this, sharing my screen inside my Facebook group. I could do it on my Facebook page, on my profile, on YouTube, but inside the Facebook group, I could not do that. Okay. Half a dozen people gave me half a dozen instructions. I bought Restream.io and this and that, 3 different StreamYard tools and all that. I couldn't figure out. I put it in chat GPT. It gave me some things it couldn't figure out. I finally gave it to Grok. Grok is Twitter X, Elon Musk's AI tool. And that gave me instructions and finally it worked. So you see the difference right here, right? Chat GPT gave me some answers, right? We can go and check if it's right or not later on. But I want you to understand, ChatGPT gave me the answer. It also told me other ways I can do. And then it almost always says the next thing I should do as part of my process. Right? Copilot is like, sorry, I'm part of Microsoft. You got to pay me whatever. Right? And then I put it in Manus. And look what Manus is doing. One of the reasons I love Manus.ai, I think Manus.im, right? It tells me, I'll help you find businesses that don't have, perfect for your cold calling strategy. Let me search the local business. And then it's literally searching. It's literally telling me accessing it. Like it doesn't just go to Google, right? It's browsing Yelp. It's browsing Troy Chamber of Commerce. Look at all this, right? More businesses, all that. Chances are high it's not just going to give me a list of businesses. It'll probably give me 2-3 files on what to do with it. Okay. This is something called an agentic AI. Like ChatGPT, think of it like a VA. You ask questions, it'll give it to you. Manus.ai is more like a higher level employee, like your chief technology officer, maybe. You'll actually do a lot more research, plan a lot more things. It actually thinks a lot more, plans a lot more, gives it to you. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is just an example. Okay. Let us say it takes its time and does it. right? I think I shared the story. I don't know if I shared it in the mastermind or here. I was sitting in my daughter's piano recital a couple of weeks ago. There were 35 or 40 kids in the recital, right? Each kid will play for a minute, right? Minute to 2 minutes, right? A 1 hour event, okay? And so my daughter played for like a minute and a half, right? To be honest, as a parent, that's all I'm interested in. Yeah, other kids will play, but I'm not really keen to find out how good the other kid is, right? So out of the 1.5 hour event, 2 minutes I was excited to see my kid. The remaining 1 hour, 28 minutes, I was bored. So I took this Manus app and I literally gave it a couple of tasks. It did its work. I was mind blown. Okay, right? Any questions on this so far? If you guys are learning anything, can you give me a this is awesome or a mind blown or something, just so I have some love, I guess, but I also know where you are, right? Is it awesome? Is it mind blown? Is it basic? Should I go more advanced? You tell me. Brian says pretty cool. Thank you. One guy, Brian. Okay. David says good info. Thank you. Okay. Couple of guys. Sharice says awesome. Thank you. Mark Rapp says love it. Great. Okay. Appreciate that. Arik. Oh, good to see you, Arik. Welcome. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. So look at Manus AI. I love Manus AI. Okay. It gives you it does a lot more deeper research. It gives you a lot of stuff. Okay, I probably I show a lot more of this in the mastermind, right? This again, full transparency, is a Chinese app, right? A Chinese website app, whatever. So I know some of you may be paranoid. Oh my God, if it's China, is China stealing my data? Use it. You use your discretion, right? This also uses credits. I'll put my link in the chat over here. In the here, right? If you use this, you get some free credits. I get some free credits. But the good thing with this is every day you get free credits if you just log in and use it, right? And once in a while it says rate me, give it a 5 star, I'll give you some more free credits, right? But literally, the other day I went and built a tool to check backlinks. Okay, I think it's like China already has our data. Yeah. You don't need an invite right now to get it in Manus.ai. I don't think you do, right? If you do, you use my this one here, copy link, and then you sign in. You get some credits as well. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Here is the other part of prompt engineering. This is very basic, right? Let's say you and I are in the SEO world. Okay. You can use so many things you can literally use ChatGPT to do so many things when it comes to SEO, right? I can literally, here is the prompt I have. So instead of going and say, hey, what's my website missing? Or what's this missing in the website, right? So let's just take, I don't know, dentist, Chicago, right? Let's go to a guy who's not on page 1, right? Let's just find somebody here, okay? Man, all these dentists have a lot of reviews and stuff like that. Okay, let's just go with this dental professionals, okay? I'm going to take this guy's website. I'm going to put it here, okay? This is the prompt, right? Okay. Instead of just saying, give me an SEO analysis, you can tell ChatGPT or all these LLMs, this is called prompting. I literally tell them you are an SEO expert, right? Or pretend you are, if you're in SEO, right, Neil Patel, or pretend you are a multi-millionaire business serial entrepreneur who's bought and sold billion-dollar, million-dollar businesses, and give me a game plan for my business. When you say that, it actually goes and figures out who those guys are, reads about them, I guess, right? And it's almost that the answers are totally different because it's their brain that's coming into you. So many times I've given it instructions saying, what would Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor do in this situation? And literally give me answers based on that. Does that make sense? So I am taking this and let me put this into ChatGPT, right? Okay. You are an SEO expert. List out 10 things this.com is missing in terms of SEO optimization. Look into on-page, off-page, and GBP optimization. Okay. Let me give it to ChatGPT. good old friend Copilot, right? I'm just using Copilot. You can use Grok, whatever. And then look at it. This is just finished. I'm going to give it to Manus also. All right. And then let's look at what Manus did. Look at what Manus did. It actually gave me a couple of files. Look at all that. Right? And literally this is what it is. So this gave me business Chuck's Barber Shop. It gave me excellent target, website none listed, Google shows add website option, phone number, this, that, Google reviews, hours, description, why this target, no website, good reviews. You see that? How this is different from what ChatGPT gave. ChatGPT is still fine, but I have to now go to Joe's Mobile Detailing in Troy and then actually double check if that guy in the GMB has or does not have a website, right? Let's go to Joe's, can't even find that guy, right? You know what I'm saying? You see that, right? Literally, where did that go, right? I have to go Express Freight, Trucking, Troy. Let's see if that comes up, okay? This actually has a website, okay? Unless I've got the wrong one, okay? This may not be the one. But I had to manually do a search. Manus, if you see, it literally gives me this Chuck's Barber Shop. This is your best excellent target. Why? No website, excellent reviews, stuff like that, right? I don't have to go and double check. Perfect. Excellent reviews, no website. You see that? That's why I love Manus. It takes a little bit more time. And it's like, damn, exactly that's what I'm saying, right? If you're just starting out, start with ChatGPT, don't get me wrong. But you and I, at this day and age, this is the AI edge. Colony cleaners, excellent target, none listed, so many reviews, right? 20 reviews. It literally gives, I don't have to go and double check. I can literally take my phone and do something here. Call the guy here. Does that make sense? Now I've given this website, okay? It's doing its thing, okay? Let's go to ChatGPT. I'm going to close this, close this, close this. Let's see what ChatGPT gave. So we gave this website, and now it says on-page optimization. Many pages use generic titles like dental. So it just tells me pages are using this, header tags are something is missing, image, which is still fine. You can literally take this, copy it, and send it to this potential client and say this is missing, and they'll still be impressed. Why? 99.9% of the people don't know SEO or they don't know AI. They don't know that ChatGPT did this. Okay, what did Copilot say? Okay, several pages are lacking this. Again, it says the same thing. Some pages are misusing. You see that? Let's see what Manus tells me now. Okay, it's still thinking. Now look what Manus is doing, guys, right? Analyzing website on page. Okay, analyzing this website, browsing that, waiting for Cloudflare verification, accessing the web page again, okay? Starting the documentation with initial findings. Now it's reaching out to its online presence and reviews, checking the GBP, checking the main GBP, look at that, scrolling that, adding analysis to the audit. This is literally an employee of your team doing this one by one. Does that make sense? Now give me exactly like Derek says, double down, right? You literally can reach out to, like yesterday we made calls and said, hey, your website is not there. Can I build it for you? We built it in real time. You can send cold emails and say, hey, I put together a detailed SEO audit report of what's missing. Reply if you would like, if you want it, I will give it to you for free. If you send 100 emails, at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 would say, okay, free report, send it over. Then you blow their mind away with the report that this Manus is going to give. Researching backlink profile and domain authority. Searching for mentions and citations. Some SEO gurus may not do this when they do this. That's an AI agent example. Does that make sense? Yes, Adik is right. Now, please give me a mind blown if this is mind blown, right? If this is like, hey man, I still know this, I want more, give me a more. Otherwise, give me a mind blown. Because this is what I'm talking about. How are we going to leverage this to now go get clients? Sherry says mind blown. We go deep into this in our mastermind, guys. Okay, without getting technicals. Dave is like, give me more. Absolutely. There's only Sherry's. Okay, JW's is mind blown. Neil says more. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Only 4 people. Come on, guys. We have about 30 something. I don't know how many people we have. 30 people. Come on, guys. Give me some love. Give me a mind blown. Okay. Yeah, let's go, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Now, yesterday, we literally combined AI with some daredevil client outreach. Okay. And we handed that to Rob, who's in the mastermind. He sent me an email today saying, hey, Sarvanan, I wrote this email. I'm going to send it to this potential client we talked yesterday, that you talked to yesterday. Is this email okay? I edited it and I did a quick video for him saying, that's good, but I think we should also do this, this, and this. We could keep the first email simple and shut it back to him. I am coaching him on how to nurture this client. So he's that concrete guy becomes $1,000 a month client for that guy, for Rob. Just like what I did for this. Where did this go? This guy here. Right? So those who are not in the mastermind, I don't know what you're doing. You will land clients because it's literally we give it to you on a plate. Mind blown again. Soon says, thank you. Soon, what time is it for you? Are you not in Australia? It's probably early morning for you. Right? Perfect. Okay. Now let's see what Manus did. Okay. View all the files. It did it did this, right? Let's look what it says. Okay. Here is the initial findings. Main site, location, services, key doctors. Did anybody here in ChatGPT mention who the key doctor is? Right? Nothing wrong. This is still good. You can still take this and wow, potential client. But something like this, you just download this into a PDF and you can send it to them. Homepage / this page / this page. You see that? Issues find Cloudflare protection blocking access. My God, this is technical stuff. ChatGPT did not catch it. Most likely, if I were doing it manually, I won't catch it. Right? Unless you're a very technical person. Outdated block. My goodness. You see that? Literally. Okay. Limited SEO signals. Oh, you only mentioned Chicago, blah, blah, blah. Page load speed analysis, mobile, like it literally goes here and it tells you off page 58 out of 43 ranking, population served, visibility score. Like, look at this compression analysis. It actually went with some competitors, looked into that also. Inconsistent business names across GBP. You see all that? Website, and literally puts all this into a document. All I do is go PDF, right? Open the PDF, and I can literally send this to him or her or whoever the client is. You send out cold emails, that's what it's going to do. Does that make sense? 1:45 a.m. soon. Love it. Thank you. Okay. David, yes, awesome. Welcome. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm talking to you about, guys. Okay. Those of you who are not here, we have this, you should join this AI Edge, right? We just go deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay. All of that. We have go high level stuff. We got AI stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. But here is what I want to show you. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Yep, we got go high level. You can upload it to gamma.app. It'll create a full presentation for you. Awesome. Thank you. Right? As a matter of fact, even Manus will do a slideshow. Okay, it can do that, right? David says, I think go high level audit the GBP of business. Yes, it does audit the GBP and SEO audit. Yes, we'll be teaching that all of that inside. Trains. Ramesh is mind blown. Trains of thought says, looks like I need to look into Manus. Heard of it, but haven't used it. That's awesome if you can do audits. Yeah, absolutely. We are sending out cold emails, right? So let me know if this made sense to you. Okay, here is what I want to leave with. Okay, give me a 1 if you want me to make some calls, and let's see if we can find a client just like we found one, and we'll give it to somebody in the mastermind. But if you want to put a 1, so I maybe spend a few minutes and make some calls. But in the
I have a
meantime,
question.
here is what I would recommend you guys. Am I sharing the right screen? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sharing the right screens, right? How many of you know this? Okay. Epoxy flooring. Okay. An average epoxy flooring job, if you give to a client, it's $1,000, right? Epoxy flooring, for those of you who don't know, if I go epoxy flooring, right? What is epoxy flooring, right? Highly durable, customized. It's just a more polished version of the floor. Most garage, some garage and all that, the concrete polishing epoxy flooring kind of a thing, right? The average job, epoxy flooring job cost, right? $2 a square foot plus materials. 1,000 square feet is anywhere from, well, 700 square feet, like a 3-car garage, is 2,200 to 9,500, right? A basement, look at that. Average can be $4,000 easy, right? So I have my cold caller who literally calls this niche. We try out different niches. She literally called this niche, and we have, this is from yesterday. We have one more today, 3 leads. These are businesses who are like, yes, I want leads, and yes, you can send me a video audit of my SEO, right? I am drowning in all of these opportunities. Okay. What I'm going to do is, for somebody who's not in the mastermind, okay, you get a 2-month, okay, you can hit me up for more information, but I'm going to give this to you. You get 2 months access for the entire mastermind. It's really 2,997. People are paid here, but for 2 months it's 597, and then ongoing after that would be 97 a month. But you get everything, where we teach you all the stuff. We give you GMB verification. We work with you one-on-one. We even hand you this. I'm going to hand you these clients and help you nurture them to land clients, so you make that money right away. But we only got 2. Now a third leads come in, so maybe 3 spots. That's it. Okay, that's all we have. I don't have to. What do I do? Right? I don't want to go. Oops. Come on, Google Lens. I'll just copy this, put it in the chat. If I can find my chat. Yes, Dora. Okay. And I'll put it in the YouTube link and the Facebook also. Jump in just for 2 spots. Yes, Dora, what's your question?
Okay, I was curious, what tools are you using to keep track of how you're like using AI and other things with all of the different components that you need to add into a well-optimized page?
So you're asking for SEO, what am I using to keep track of AI tools or just general SEO tools? I didn't get that.
Well, all of the pieces. So for example, right now, I have a spreadsheet that I'm working in that has the keywords, keyword volume, keyword density, page title, page description, H1, links, all that sort of stuff. But it's in a spreadsheet. And I was just curious if you're using something
We use
else.
Asana. Let me show this to you. Hold on. Just want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen all the time. I always get confused. Okay. So if I bring this up, let me see. Come on, computer. So you're in the mastermind, right? So inside the mastermind membership area, we have a whole thing on can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yep. Project management Asana. Everything from onboarding form, from when we get a client in, to everything that we do all over here. But we use Asana. We still use Google Sheets for planning the thing out. But for every project, there is a separate sheet and then a separate project in Asana. So then we can give tasks assigned to web developers, content writers, all of that stuff, right? And we go a lot more deeper in here.
Yeah, I'm not looking for, I actually have a project management tool. I use Basecamp, but I was just curious, like for the
We
SEO
just use
details.
Google Sheets for that, to be honest.
Okay.
You can use Airtable. Jeff covered Airtable the other day, Notion, the other templates. We still use Google Sheets. It's easier because then we put it in the Asana task and we give it to the developer, the content writer. Everything is in there.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Awesome. So we got a lot of people saying yes, 11111. Make some calls. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. Right. Those first, number one, this is open. This 597 for 2 spots. somebody jump in. Number two, this next client I'm going to bring in for somebody who's at least making a commitment to say, yes, I'm joining the mastermind. I'm taking the finance 7. Okay, go with me. If that is you, give me a me. Let's find a client. Let's get you making the money even before you jump into the mastermind. How about that, right? Get in the mastermind today, evening, whatever. But I'm going to start finding it. So if it's you, I'm like, yeah, I'm committed to do that. I'm pouring my heart out here, right? At least tell me, yes, you're committed. I'm in the mastermind. I'm going to get in. Let me know. If not, we'll just find somebody here. Okay. So is there anybody here who's committed to get in the mastermind? Or everyone's like, no, give me the free stuff. I want the free stuff, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. But you guys need to be in the mastermind. Okay, Sheriz. Okay, love it. Yes, Sheriz, we talked to you yesterday, right? You want to be in the Sheriz is taking the full package, right? I'm going to be working with her to get to 10K a month. In fact, how about this, right? Would it be okay if we use Sheriz as a case study to go from 0 to 10K in 6 months? We want share the client feedback, right? David says yes. Yvonne says, of course, okay. 0 to 10K. Sheriz has been through a lot in life. We all have been through a lot in life, right? Brian says just build it. I love Brian. Brian, that's the attitude, man. I love it. Okay. In fact, because Brian's got good attitude, I'm going to give one of those epoxy flooring clients to Brian. Brian, hit me up. Okay. Let's get you. I think you're getting married. We need to get you some money. Okay. But Sheriz, let's do that. What city are you in, Sheriz? Let's see if we can find you a client locally where you are right now. I forgot what city you are in, Sheriz. Colorado, right?
Longmont, Colorado.
Okay, let's look at that. Okay. Going right now, let's see, right? So here's what I'm going to do. First, I want to make sure Longmont, where's that? Longmont, Colorado population. Is it a big enough population? 98,000, not bad. Okay. I don't know anything about Colorado, so I want to make sure there is something bigger cities near. Okay, Boulder is near there. I don't know how far Boulder is, right? And here is the thought process behind that, right? I also want to find a big enough city. 30 minutes, good, okay? And then how big is BOULDER Colorado population? Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is good to know. Why? Because if somebody is in Boulder and he's an epoxy flooring guy, right? Epoxy flooring, okay? Chances are high if he gets a job 30 minutes away in Longmont or anywhere in that radius, he will drive. For $4,000, you better believe this contractor would drive, okay, and get the job. Does that make sense? Right? So we're going to go and we're just going to see if we can do this right away, right? And I can go to Manus right now and ask you to give me everybody right there. I'm just going to make it manual for now, okay? I'm just doing epoxy flooring. Don't worry about keyword research, all of that. Okay. It says 0 volume. Number one, it's not 0. None of these tools are accurate. Number two, we won't be ranking them only for epoxy flooring. Okay. We'll be sending them a lot more jobs. One of the mistakes, I see this so much, especially SEO people say, is they reach out to businesses with cold email or via cold call or whatever and say, hey, we'll give you a free audit, which is fine. You say that, oh, we'll give you this. What are business owners looking for? This business owner we're going to reach out to is most likely thinking, man, how can I get bigger jobs? How can I get commercial jobs, right? So we're going to reach out and see if that's what they want. And that way we're going to stand apart. I'll walk you through that, right? Second, look, there's people running jobs, ads, right? Epoxy floor installation. Is there even such thing as epoxy floor installation? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's look at that. 4,000 to 5,000. Okay, typical. Usually garage. Awesome, right? So let's go here. Look at this. Okay, these guys have reviews. Okay, this is not the lowest hanging fruit, but we don't care because what we are going to do is a slightly different strategy today, which is we're going to find a business that doesn't have a website. They have a GMB, but may not have a website. If you can find somebody like that. Okay. This guy here, Red Yeti, whatever, right? Here. The reason being is our angle, you guys know, is more like, hey, we got jobs available. But we can then upsell website. Just like I was nurturing this client, he's $1,000 rank and run client. Then he became a go high level automation, like a smaller 297, and then now it's a $1,500 SEO, right? Simple. Okay. So I'm going to call, let's see if we can find somebody for Cherise. Okay. Oh my God. Green flooring, Zach Ward custom. You get the idea. Okay. Let's see. Where is the number? Right. Okay. Okay. Let me make a call. Who knows? We may be successful. We may fall flat on our face. That's okay. Fortune favors the brave. 970-948-3962. He didn't pick up the phone call, right? Same thing like we said yesterday, just have to keep going. This guy, let's see his review. He has a 4-star review. I was wondering, guy is amazing, works way in the night, true hunk, but the quality of his work is, okay, I don't know why he gave 4 stars. The guy is amazing, but I'm giving a 4-star. Okay, let's call Zach Worrell Custom Finishes. I don't know if he would be an epoxy, but let's see. 319-8053. If anybody does anybody else made these calls, cold calls? Give me a yes in the chat if you have. Just curious. Brian, awesome. Love it. Yvonne says I'm nervous. That's fine. A says yes. Amel says one. Okay, couple of people. Good. It's a numbers game. I know Arik here. I think Arik's in the call. He literally lands clients through cold call. Okay. So I'm going to a Longmont. Let's see if we can find somebody there. And then let's see if we can. Okay, here we go. Hardwood floor works. Floor works. Okay. 303-994. I have a feeling this guy's going to pick up. Let's see. Let's see if my intuition is right. Maybe not. So what I'm realizing is almost all these businesses need voice AI agents, where if they miss a call, right, either they get a text back or they at least get a voice AI pick up and say, thank you for calling. Can I help you? Press 1 for flooring, press 2 for something else. Let's call this guy. One last call. If not, we'll hand the other epoxy to Cherise. How about that? 720-724-7844. Wow.
You are trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. Please try your call again later.
That's the state of businesses, guys. They all need leads, but a lot of them literally need common sense on picking up the phone call. You'll be surprised. Okay. One other way I like to do is like these guys here, right? They're already paying ads. You see that? Literally, here's what I want to do, right? I'm going to spend another 5-10 minutes, make a couple of calls. I want to land somebody. If you want to leave, you're welcome to leave. But before I do that, here is my thought. If I'm going to call guys who are running ads, right? They have a website, they're dialed in, they're spending money on ads. Our angle of, hey, you don't have a website, we built it for you, is not going to work. So then what we do is we may have to start with a little bit of ads, okay, to get them leads, because they're paying for ads and they're accustomed to getting pay for ads, pay per lead, right? So if you talk to them and say, I got jobs going, they'll be like, okay, send it to me, I'll take care of you, right? And then we need to figure out how we can spend money on ads and still get an ROI. So the common question I ask the people is, hey, I told somebody I can send leads, and they're like, yeah, if you send it to me, I will pay you, no problem. right? But I don't have leads. I don't have the rank and run side. I don't want to run ads. Why? Because I don't want to spend money. Here is what I do. I used to do a lot more when I was working my day job. But I would recommend you guys doing this, right? Find niches and cities where the CPC still makes sense. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Right? Let me go here. Where is that? Where do I go for keyword planner, guys? The whole thing freaking changes all the time. Is there tools? Does anyone know where I go for keyword planner again?
Yeah, it's tools and then
There we
plan.
go. Keyword planner. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. Yep, got it. Awesome. Right. I'm going to do epoxy flooring, right? And Longmont, Colorado, right? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say get results. Okay. Now, here is what I'm talking, right? $14 a click for epoxy garage floor, $7, okay, $6, $5, right? Go after keywords, the CPC is a bit low, $2 to $5. This is a perfect example. Epoxy floor coating, okay? If I pull up my, let me see. Let me see if I can bring a notepad. Right? If I spend $5 CPC, cost per click, and if it takes me 4 to 5 clicks, right, to land a call, a lead, right, it's cost me $20 to $25. Let's just say it cost me $40 per call. Okay? That means every 8 or 10 clicks. Let's just say it cost me $50. I'm so freaking bad, right? $50 per call on the high end, right? One, what am I doing? I want to send some calls to build a rapport with this guy. There's a cost to acquire a customer. Two, if I have a deal with him saying, hey, every call is going to be 60 or 75 per call. And the way you position, we teach all of this in depth in the mastermind. The way you position is not a lead. This is not a random lead, right? I see chances are high when you talk to them. Okay, this guy's advertising here. Like let's just say Peak Builders, okay, and Roofers of Denver, right? Chances are high. Did I not copy the name? This guy here, he's probably running ads in Home Advisor and all of that stuff, like Yelp, Angie's List. He's over there. You see that, right? Home Advisor, all of this, he's most likely over there, right? Peak Builders, right there, right? Now, inside our Facebook group, we have an old document. The numbers have been updated now. Go to Files. My camera's become so slow. I got all these AI tools running. And if you go here, Home Advisor lead pricing from 2019, 6 years ago, right? Let's find out the pricing people are paying Home Advisor for epoxy flooring. Okay? Guys, if you are bored, if you have to leave, please feel free to leave, right? I just love doing this stuff. You're welcome to leave. Right? Let's open up. What is that? Okay, here it's opening my other screen. Let's bring it here. Okay. And if I do a Control F and search for epoxy, let's do. It doesn't have epoxy? Wow. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, let's just do floor. Okay. Flooring installation, $45 to $53 if it's a brickstone. Epoxy is also called concrete coating or concrete polishing. Here, this is what it is. $41 to $47. Concrete coating for business. You see that? Okay. Concrete polishing. How much is that? Okay, stone, not stone. Let's see. Okay, only two. So concrete coating is the closest thing to polishing. You see that? This is 2019 numbers, guys. Chances are high, all of these guys, they are probably paying a lot. Okay, so let's call up this guy. Close all this, and then we want to run ads. Let's see what happens. Peak Builders. Now, I'm not going to call this number. if I do this number, 2110, this number, sometimes it may be the company's number, sometimes it may be a Google number. So I want to make sure I find the real number. Look at that, 7785. Let's call this guy, right? And before I call him, I'd like to take a look at him, see what all does he do. Oh my God, he's a general contractor. He does a lot, roofing, maintenance, kitchen remodeling. As a matter of fact, I don't see epoxy flooring. He does everything else. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, let's call him up. Let's find out. What was the number again? Where did that go? Okay, I'm just going to ask him epoxy flooring because roofing and all is a bit more expensive to run ads, but let's see what this guy does. He doesn't.
This call may be recorded.
Hello?
Builders and Roofers, this is Dane. How can I help you?
Hi, Dan. Do you guys do epoxy flooring?
Epoxy flooring?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And you guys do in like Longmont, Colorado area, right?
Mhm.
In Longmont, Colorado?
I would have to check the zip code, but I believe so.
Okay, awesome. I'm not a client, to be honest, Dan. I have a website. I'm a website guy. I'm not a flooring company, but it talks about flooring, and I get calls from people thinking I'm a flooring company and looking mostly for epoxy flooring and stuff like that. I'm just looking for a company who I can send these calls to, I guess, because right now it's just coming to my phone, and I'd rather have it sent to somebody who can take care of these customers.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys can take on some jobs and take care of these customers, or?
Yes. Can I give you an email to send me?
Sure.
I'm thinking, one sec.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Raphael with a PH.
Rapheal. Okay.
Yeah, AEL, at peakbuildersdenver.com.
Is it Raphael or EAL?
Raphael, AEL.
AEL at, hold on a second. Let me just make sure.
Peakbuildersdenver.com.
Awesome. Okay. And then, are you the owner? Are you, or you, are you the office guy? Okay. Yeah. So I'll send an email with information. I'm just curious, Dan, like, if I can send you consistent customers, right, and you make money, I mean, long term, do you think we can work out something, we can, at least I get a small percentage or something like that?
Talk to my boss through the email.
Okay.
That's
So
not for me to say.
awesome. Okay. So
But you can discuss it
Raphael
with him,
is
okay?
awesome. No problem. Raphael is the boss then.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you,
So
Dan.
talk to him. He'll be able to help you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you again. I appreciate that. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
One shot, one call, one shot. Okay. Now, don't put anything in the chat just to make me feel good, but I honestly want to find out something, right? If you think this was a good call in the sense, yeah, this has a potential to become a customer, give me a 1. If you think this was not a good call, I don't know if it'll turn into a customer, give me a 2, because I want to see where you guys are, right? Give me a 1 if you think, yes, this is a pretty good call. It has a potential to become a customer, right? Brian says, okay, Sherry says 2. Okay, good point. Okay, Brian says the Legion site. Okay, not okay, good. Yeah, the EIOS potential there is potential to get client. Okay, Brian says, okay. Good call because you made contact, learns in the market. Yes. I'll tell you why this is a good call. And I've done this a dozen times, even on camera, right? In so many coaching calls, right? When I send an email to Raphael, and right now I can send an email and I'll CC Sharice because this is going to be Sharice's client, or Sharice can send an email and CC me. We'll work together. I'll help or nurture. I'm going to send an email to Rafael saying, hey, I was referred to you by Dan from your office. Does that make sense? It becomes a warm connection. I'm not a cold caller, cold marketer anymore. I'm a warm connection. Dan from your office asked me to reach out to you. I have these people looking for jobs for epoxy flooring. I'm not an epoxy company. I'm not a marketer. That's what I say. I'm a small business owner just like you. I am not lying. I'm a small business owner just like him. I am not. Does that make sense? So then we can go get talking to Rafael. Now here is what I'm going to do. One more thing, if you guys have time. Let's see if we can do this. This is the company, right? This is Manus. Hey, I spoke to Dan from based in, where are they based? Denver, Colorado. Okay. Is Denver far from Longmont, Sherry's? I don't even know. Okay, but let's just say.
About an hour north.
Okay. Can you find the name and phone number of the owner of this company? One thing I always, well, most of the time when I give a prompt to ChatGPT or Manus or Grok or Claude, I always say is, for this we may not need it, but if you put a detailed thing, ask me any questions so you have all the info you need before you start your task, right? And so when I do this website audits, I actually gave it for one of my previous website audit. I actually have it in the mastermind in this call here, the masterclass. And then it literally gives you a lot of information. So Sherry's, if you don't mind, write this down, right? This Peak Builder Roofer Denver, right? This is the website. I'm going to put in the chat. You can copy paste it, right? Right. And then the email, you got the email, I think, right? Rafael at this business, and let's send her an email or him an email. Okay. Let's see. Now this is asking questions. I'll help you find the owner's name. Is this the exact name or could it be slightly different? Okay, so number one, what's the exact name of the business? Peak Builders and Roofers of Denver. Peak Builders and Roofers of Denver. Okay, so I put that. Two, you mentioned you spoke with Dan. Do you know if Dan is the owner? Employee. Three, you mentioned they're based in Denver. Yes, greater Denver area. Four, do you have any other details? Like when it was established? No. Five, are you looking for public health account? Do you need me to find business registration details? Find this. Also, Dan, I'm just talking to it like a human being. Dan mentioned Raphael is the owner. I am looking for his email and phone number, right? And literally, I was surprised. I was doing a audit for a potential client. It gave it to me. I recorded the whole thing as a mastermind. That's how crazy it is. Does that make sense? Right? So now we can literally go and find out more. Okay, it might even bring the phone number of the guy, his cell phone number, right? Or we can go to Google, but the email is good enough. Does that make sense? Right? So honest to God, if you are in this day and age of AI, I see two kinds of people, right? One, they're going so much and learning AI automation, how to make videos, how to make automated videos, how to make 100 videos for social media posting. Yeah, you can do all that. Great, right? But I also want to see how I can leverage social media. I can leverage AI, sorry, right? So I can improve my business, make a little bit more income without, I don't want to be working 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. I have a family. I'm not 21 years old, single guy with nothing to do. family, kids, this, that, so many things going on in my life, right? I want to be ahead of the curve because otherwise we are falling behind. The good jobs, the average jobs are gone already thanks to AI. The medium jobs are going away thanks to AI, right? You and I have to be thinkers, right? And literally in this day and age, you and I don't have to be specialists. AI will be the specialist. We just need to be a generalist, knowing, able to do different things for the business. But if you want to start focusing on something, right, to start take off. So maybe go do cold outreach. Like you can literally ask Manus AI, write an email to reach out to this guy. This is the context, right? Everything is going to keep giving it to you. So here, if you see, what does it say? Okay, thank you. It is searching this company. Then it's going to the website, right? About us page. Okay, it's going to about us page. It's going to the public records like BBB for business registration details, right? Documenting the findings. Okay, Colorado business records is crazy. You see what I'm saying, right? You and I know one thing we can do, or maybe you don't know that, right? Let's take this guy's website, right? This is his email, is what the guy said. I can literally come here and then Google this and see if anything comes up. The contact us page comes up. That's about it, right? I don't know if you know, you can go who is, okay? And there's this who is thing. Put the domain here. You'll be surprised. The business owner stuff may come up. Okay, so it's not here. Let's go who is. Let's find out. Look, it was registered in 2024. So 2 years old looks like, you know, Hostinger. Okay, I think in this case he has a privacy thing on. Some people don't even have that. Okay, so that's the one way to look. But does that make sense, guys? I don't want to go too deep and too long and bore you guys, but there's so much that we are learning. We're bringing people in. You guys have to jump into AI. That's all I would say, right? Those who don't want to get into the mastermind, I understand. I'll try to keep doing these, you know, weekly calls for SEO and AI. But honest to God, there's so much out there. We bring other people also to learn inside the mastermind. So let's take a look at Manus. Okay. I found, look at that. I found this with Connor, but he's in this. Okay. Wow, look at that. Look at this. Key findings. I completed research. This is the thing. This is it. This is it. The legal owner, according to BB, is Yehuda Strasberg, not Yefel. This could mean they're family members. See that? Business owner. Let's see. Come on. Thank you, Manus. San Diego. So it may not be this guy. But what is Manus saying? FAB, last name, manager, operator. Okay, could be. I found a referral Strasbourg. Okay. But this is the number. SSB refill. Okay, that's fine. Okay. At least we have his email. Right? We'll go from there. Now I can literally go to Manus, the ChatGPT, give the context and say, write an email. It's going to write an email. So this is what it's all today, guys. I don't want to do it. It's been an hour and a half now. Okay. But let's do this, guys. Okay. I'm done. If you think at least once a week we have some calls like this at a higher level, may not be too much in depth like we have inside the mastermind, give me a yes or give me a I want more or something like that. So I understand. Otherwise, nobody. Okay. So Sherry says yes. Brian says yes. Sherry says, Brian, you guys are in the mastermind, right? But yes, Soon says yes. Okay, awesome. But if you guys are in the mastermind, we have Jeff coming next week. The different Zoom link will be emailed to you this week, Tuesday, and he's going to, I don't know if you saw what he did last week, but he's going to show a lot more this week. Literally crazy. Brian says cold calling was very helpful. Good hands-on practice. Yes, Brian, that's the thing, right? AI and SEO and all that you can outsource. You can find people to fulfill the service. The money is where you don't have to make cold calls, right? But at least be able to do some kind of outreach, cold email, Facebook ads, cold call, but talk to business owners. That's what you need to be. Okay. So good stuff, guys. Sharice, message me whenever you got time later on. Let's see how we can close this client, get you paid. Brian messaged me. I think I promised you an epoxy client. Sharice wants to jump in. I'll give you the other epoxy too. Is there anybody else in the mastermind here who just joined who needs help with clients? Let me know. I'm always here for you. But looking forward to see you guys this Tuesday's mastermind. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon, guys. Okay.